everyone, and welcome to this month's webinar. So today we're going to be going over how to set up your VinTrace to be able to do some monthly quality control checks. So we'll be covering save searches, how to pin save searches to this My Searches dashlet here. We'll also go over analysis templates. We'll also do some topping, how to create a topping work order template. We'll also go over additions and setting up metrics for PMS and how to get the metric conversion working on that one. So let's dive straight into it. So first thing I'm going to do is create a save search. So to do that, we'll click into the vessels page here. And what I want to search for is wines that I'll need to check this month to do free and total sulfur checks on them. So the first thing I'd do is I'd populate these two columns here, so the free and total sulfurs there. So to do that, we go ahead and click this cog icon here, as they're already there. They should be already ticked down the bottom. So you can also click this lab details tab at the top to quickly search for it. So I just want to tick these two here, and then I'll click that X, and then those two should populate up the top there. Now, I want to search for wines that haven't been tested in the last 30 days. I go not tested, last 30 days, and that'll just let me know which wines I need to test. So maybe I've got some new batches, I've had an import or something, and I need to test some wine. So you can really set that up however you'd like. So there's also this other value from field that you can search. So if you've got wines that are, under 30 parts per million or something like that, you can enter these values in here and search that way. And you can do that for any metrics that you've got set up in your system. So now that I've got these selected, these have changed from black to that lovely VinTrace teal color. That's just showing that these filters are active at the moment. And there's also this exclamation mark in the filter next to the filter icon just here. So to save this as a save search, I'm going to click this filter icon up the top here. And you can see that it's pre-populated the filters that I've got active on this page. And I'm going to go ahead and save that as SO2 checks. And I'm going to save that one. So that's now saved. And so to pin that to the My Searches dashlet, I'm just going to open that up again and click the little heart icon that's in that top right-hand corner, and then go apply. So if we check back in the dashlet, then next month, all we have to do is open the page and click this SO2 check, and that's going to open up this page straight away. So now that we've identified which wines that need testing this month, we're going to click that tick all box at the top there. I'm going to go actions, work order, analysis. So from here, we've got the option, we can just add in the metrics this way if we'd like. But what I'm going to show you today is how to set up an analysis template which pre-populates that. So you might have a whole range of metrics that you want to be testing every month. You can also use this outside of your monthly checks. You can use it whenever you want. So if I search here, I've got a few that I've already created here. One that's also a monthly SO2 check, so it pre-populates these ones. But I'll go over how to create that. So you can create that here on the fly by clicking this plus icon. Or you can create these by going into setup and go template. And we can go analysis templates here. New analysis template. And we just got to fill out these fields. So first one here, you put in SO2 check. Sample instruction. This would be just some free text that we pass on to the seller hands. So for example, I'd put in 200 ml sample. This default for field. So you can default these analysis templates to populate during fruit sampling, fruit receival, or ferment. But because we're not dealing with fruits or ferments at the moment, we're going to leave that one blank for now. Same goes with product state. You can have the product state populate once you've finished the analysis, but we're not going to worry about that because the product states on those ones we already have. Label, again, this is a free text field that you can put in there. Cost item, cost amount and item. So you put the dollar figure in here. So for example, if you were sending out your analysis to get tested at a third-party laboratory, and there was a cost involved, you could track the costs this way. You'd also have to set this up as a cost item by clicking that plus icon. You can also do that through the setup as well. And you have to fill out these fields here. But we're not going to worry about that at the moment because we're going to imagine that we are testing our wines in-house. And we're not going to be tracking costs on that one. So this is probably the most important field, this metrics field. So if you click that plus, the search icon there, sorry, then you put in your free and your total sulfur. And then we go ahead and save that one. But because we've already got one ready to go, we're just going to use that one for now. So I'll go back into my vessels page, go SO2 check, click this one, and I'll start building that work order again. So analysis template, monthly SO2 check. We've got these ones here. I'll put in that sample instruction 200 ml sample. So that one didn't pre-populate here, but that's all right. And so now you can see we've got vessels 8, 9, and 10. So 8, 9, and 10, all here in this work order. So we'll go save as ready. And that's just downloaded that work order for us. I'll just drag that one across over to this screen here. So you can see we've got jobs 1, 2, and 3. With the barrels, we've got the free metric here, the total metric here. So you can hand this to your seller hand, get them to fill out these fields here. We've got that 200 ml sample that's populated across there. So now we're ready to go. So we've got these lab IDs, 40, 41, and 42. So you can go into the lab console here. And we got these AT numbers here. So this is the lab requests that have come into the lab console. So we've got 40, 41, and 42. So we can fill out these metrics here if we want, or you can just complete them straight from the work order. So now that we've gone over the save searches and the analysis templates, we'll dive into some topping. So there's a couple of ways to top wines. So we can go from tank into barrel, or we can use a already existing barrel within a barrel group to top the rest of them. So let's go over the first example here. So let's click on this tank. So this is going to be my red topping tank here. I've got 1,900 liters there, and I'm just going to go operations, multi-topping. So when you click into the tank this way and you open up the multi-topping operation, it's going to pre-populate that vessel in the top from field. Important to keep an eye on that one because sometimes I'll click into it and I want that one, the barrels to be the one that gets topped. But in this case, this is what we want to do. So we want to use this tank to top 5 individual barrels that are not part of a barrel group at the moment. So let's just populate those barrels. So I'm going to click from search, and then you can use these filters to filter the types of wines that you want. I don't have very many wines in this database. So I'm just going to click red on that one. And then red blend 2, these are all the barrels that I want to have topped. And I'm going to click down here, use selection. So that's populated all of the barrels that I want in here. And then from here, I'm going to guess that they're about 5 liters down. So I've got 5 barrels, so that'll be 25 liters out of this tank here. I'll click the apportion out, and that's going to pre-populate all of these ones here with 5 liters. So one other thing to take note when you're doing topping is this topping mode feature. So there's 2 options you can select. So record pre-topping loss or increase volume by amount. So with barrels, I'd recommend using record a pre-topping loss, because essentially what that does is it keeps this volume that's within the barrel of the liquid at 225 liters. So where it's counting loss within the operation itself. Whereas if we go increase volume by amount, it's just a transfer. So that's going to increase this volume here, 225 to 230, and we'll overfill the barrel that way. So because we've got them marked as full already, I'm going to set that to record pre-topping loss and go ahead with that one. So go save there, and if you notice here, that should decrease there. And if we have a look at those barrels, they should be still at 225 liters. So open up that vessels page again. Yeah, 225 liters. So happy days. So the next thing we're going to do is we'll go top a barrel from within a barrel group into the rest of the barrels. So we can see here, I've already got 1 barrel here, 205 liters, so that's not quite full. So I'm going to use this barrel to top the rest of these barrels. So pretty similar, go operations, multi-topping. So the difference here is because we've got this barrel group, it comes up with these this barrel list here. I'm just going to copy and paste this into the top into field. So keep in mind that's the whole barrel group. It's treating all of the barrels as one big vessel. So I'm going to select 1 barrel. So I'm going to select this one here, and I'm going to say, let's go 195. So I've got 10 liters coming out of that one. The rest are going to stay full. I'll go okay. So I'll go apportion out, and that's going to apportion 10 liters into all of the barrels within this barrel group, excluding the one that we're taking out of, which is barrel number 1. So that should be at 195 when we finish this job. So go okay on that one. So 10 liters out, 10 liters in. Topping mode, record a pre-topping loss. I'll go now and save that one. So now if we go back and have a look at that barrel group, we've got this one at 195 and all of the rest of the barrels are at 225. So we'll obviously need a top or even transfer because we've got that visual volume loss there. We can top that from another tank. So we can also set up these topping jobs as a work order template. So there's a couple of ways to do that. The first way is if you go into setup, we go template, go work order templates, we go new template here. We can set it up through here. Or another way you can do it is by going and basically running the course of how you would normally do your topping job, and then you can save it right at the end. So my preferred way is actually to do it this way. So I'm going to go and basically do the same thing that we did before. Set up that topping job. Scroll down here for red. Grab all of those barrels. Go 25 liters out. And then the key thing here is you want to click scheduling mode. So scheduling mode turns an operation into a work order. So operations are for right now, and work orders are things that you want to set up to be completed in the future. So we can either add that to a current work order, or we can create a brand new one. So I'm going to click that plus icon and create a new work order. Click add to work order. And that's the work order that's created. So to set this up as a template, you can click down here, save as template. So if we click that one, we can call this one tank to barrel topping. And that's pre-populated basically all the relevant information that we need for this template. So really important. I find it very, very handy to rewrite the things in the description here, because if you've got someone who wants to use the template that hasn't done these ones before, it can be really, really helpful. So we've got 3 items here. So we've got multi-topping products. So this is the barrels that we want to be topped. So barrels getting topped. See, I've done this one before. Wine batch 1. So that's red blend. So this is the wine that is used to top. Wine used to top. Wine used for topping. Yep. And this will be the vessel where that wine's coming from. Vessel used to top. And we can save that work order template like that. And I can go save that one as ready. And that'll look the same as that topping work order. So if I drag that one across here, so we can see we've got that tank here, and we want these barrels here to be topped. And there we go. So if we want to use that template that we used before, if we create a new work order, we go select a template. So we go topping barrels from tank. And that's going to open this one up here. So then we've got these fields that we wrote before. Makes it very, very handy. The barrels, we can click to add the products, similar to what we did before. From search, grab the barrels here. Might as well go through it. From search, let's go red. And so we've got all the barrels here. Okay, update on that one. 5 products selected. So topping wine, since the tank that we want, sorry, the batch of the wine that we want. So that would be red blend, and the topping tank. So that's the vessel. And that was vessel 01, I believe. Tank 01. So we go next. And then we can fill in some of the fields here. So we want to start to work on a date field, print tape template. So if you've already got some custom print template that you'd like to use, I don't in this database, so I'm not going to worry about that one. You can change that to PDF if you like on the template format. You can assign it to whatever seller hands you've got. We've got Hugh Baldwin, so we'll set that to him. Needs a bit of work. And then standard notes. If you've got a standard note already created, you can add that here. I don't on this database, so I'm not going to worry about that. And summary as well, just a bit of a free text field here. And then the general instructions here. Please don't spill wine. Just a free text field that you can use to let your seller hands know of anything. Yeah, we can go create work order. That's created this one here. And then we've got that one there. So we've got the general instructions up the top there, but essentially it looks pretty much the same as what we had before. So now that we've analyzed everything, we've been able to top everything now. So now we might want to add some sulfur to some wines. Actually, before that, I might just point out the product state. So really handy way of setting up your system so that you can search for things a little easier as well. So to set up product states, we'll go to setup here, search for product state. And then you can go new product state. So not too many fields here, but essentially what you can do is you can put something in here like juice SO2. Yeah, in the description you can kind of elaborate a little bit more, but in this case, yeah, that's probably enough information. So we can save that one. Then we've got a new product state there. But the ones that I have pre-populated here, so I've got wine off lees with CO2, wine on lees, and wine on lees with CO2. So SO2, not CO2. So you might be, aging some Chardonnays and you don't want them sulfured yet, but you want them on lees. I've got here Czech Malik on the Chardonnay that's on lees. So just handy little things like that. So the product states is one of the column headers that we can populate in the vessels page here. So you can click that little filter icon there, and you can also filter by product state. So if I want to see wine off lees that doesn't have SO2, tick that one. Yeah, so this whole barrel group here might be worth checking Maliks on that one before I go ahead and sulfur them up. So speaking of sulfur, I'll just go over how to set up the addition metrics, which is sometimes a bit of a tricky one. So if I go into setup and go additives, so I've just got PMS here. So particularly for sulfur products, so like PMS and liquid sulfur, they've got different metric weightings for free SO2. So in here, we can set up the additive PMS unit of addition as grams, and the rate unit grams per liter. So that's how we're using that powdered PMS. But the calculation of free sulfur in PMS is slightly different. So we've got from PMS, so from parts per million to grams per liter, it's a little bit different. So what we can do is we can grab the metric. So we've got this one here, free SO2, and the weighting on that one, I did have to Google this one, but it's 57% is what you'd want to put in that one there. So it'd be 0.57. And we can add that there to the metric weighting. So I've already got that one in there. And what this does is it allows you to use Vintrace to calculate the correct amount of free sulfur that you'd want to add in the wine. So because that one's all set up, the other thing I want to point out is to be able to do the calculation. So we've got this parts per million to grams per liter factor. So generally when using PMS, you'd be going from milligrams per liter to grams per liter. So you want to set up this ppm to grams per liter factor to 0.001. That way you'll get the correct calculation coming through. And then the qualitative unit here, we've got set as parts per million. So I'll just save that one there. So this is really handy when we're doing a sulfur add. So let's just grab one of these barrels here and we'll go operations additive. And we use PMS in that one. So this is good to set up the metric calculator so you can use the additive calculator here. So we've got 225 liters here, and the metric that we want is free SO2. So it will pre-populate the current rate if it already has something in there. This one doesn't at the moment. So the current rate is 0, and the desired rate we want is 30. So we can click this calculator button here, and it's come up with 11.8 grams to add to the 225 litre barrel. So 11.8 grams of PMS to do a 30-part add. Then we can click use this value, and that's going to populate over here. So it's just a way of setting up your metrics so it calculates correctly when you're doing an add. All right, so that pretty much concludes what I wanted to cover today. So just a quick summary. So we've gone over how to pin a save search to the My Searches dashlet here. We've also gone over product states and being able to search that way. Did some analysis templates, multi-topping work order template, and also how to set up your metrics so you can use them to calculate when making ads. I'll be on for a little bit more to answer any questions that we've got coming through. But if you have any big questions, going into the future, feel free to call the support line or send a message to support@fintrace.com. Cheers. All right, so that's the webinar for this morning. So a nice little quick one there. So I'll just stay on online for a couple of minutes. If you've got any questions, you can put them into the webinar chat that we've got here on Zoom. I can answer any quick questions, but any other larger questions, just send a message through to support@fintrace.com. Or you can give us a call on the support line as well. So I also might mention we've got some other webinars as well. So if you wanted to have a look at creating templates as well, there's quite a good one that was posted little while ago now on our help website. You can have a look at all of our old webinars there as well that cover a whole range of things. There's also a lot of help articles on there as well if you're struggling with any operations or anything like that. The help articles are a great resource of information. All right, well, not seeing too many questions coming through, so might wrap it up there. But yeah, once again, if you've got any other questions for us, just send it through to support@fintrace.com and we'll be able to help you out. Hope you'll have a lovely day today. Thanks for joining the webinar, and we'll see you next time.